Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the period of June 1st to June 7th. Keep in mind, if this reading resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll be leaving a link below for the extended weekly X, where I will do your love, your career, your finances, and your health. Also, check out my playlists that are in my YouTube. I have my 2020 Sun Moon predictions in there. I have what is your ideal career based on your midheaven compatibility with your partner's sun sign. I'm also working on. And ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, and or donate. Otherwise, let's get to your reading. Okay, so the general thing that I'm kind of getting is I heard I made a mistake. Okay, and I think that might be the title of it. I think what I'm seeing is that you kind of went against what you thought you should have done, and now you're having regrets after the fact and thinking that you made a mistake in making that decision. So I started off here with the influences that you're currently passing out of, the energies you're currently passing out of, and this is where it all starts, because I feel like you made a choice and you feel like you went down the wrong path. Okay, it might have been based on the advice of somebody else, or it might have just been a decision you kind of did for yourself. But I feel like you were just wondering, should I do this? I don't know, there was something, your spidey sense or something was telling you that maybe you should not. It's in reference to going back to a person, going back to a situation, or having let somebody go or leaving a situation. Okay, so I mean, it's however it resonates. I'm trying to keep these readings pretty general for the most part. And so you're considering going back, okay? And again, this is what you're passing out. So you're considering going back. We do have a card of Scorpio here for those of you that resonates, but you're having a hard time letting go of this entirely. I feel like you did leave it, but you entirely don't want to let go. You know that it's not the greatest thing for you. You know it's not the healthiest person or the best environment for you to be in, but you're still having your doubts and your reservations. Now, I'm seeing the first week of June, you actually go back, okay? So back to the situation or back to the person, because you feel like there's issues that can be resolved, or you think that you're going to change your mind or they're going to change their mind. You're just having a really difficult time moving on, period, like for good. I feel like for some of you, in theory, you've moved on, but in practice, you haven't actually done that. So I feel like you're going back, and when you go back to this individual or this situation, you're really not getting a handle on anything. Okay, so you're not getting the answers you want, the closure you want, if you did go for closure. Okay, I think it's more so you went back to revisit something to kind of see, what was going on with it. Was there a possibility that things have changed, or any of that? But when you go back, you can't pin down any energies. Everything's very scattered. You feel very like scatterbrained. You feel like there's nothing that can be done here. So even if you were to try to kind of piece things back together, or to use everything you have available to rebuild this or try to rebuild it, it's like you don't even know where to start, okay, because everything is just really spread out and scattered and just not clicking. So as you move out of the first week of June, I see you, well, first of all, I have the card of Leo here for those of you if that resonates, but I see you leaving or feeling very lonely, emotionally, kind of ripped up about this. It really is kind of testing your resources. So I feel like the first week of June, you didn't get the response or the reaction, or the situation hadn't changed. So as you move out of it, you're leaving kind of distraught, like I said, lonely. And it really is a trying time for you. And it's affecting you, it's affecting your inner strength, okay, your inner spirit. You're starting to doubt yourself, having a lot of insecurities. You just, inside, you do not have the strength to feel like you can go on, because I really feel like you thought that you could repair this, or it could be repaired in some way. But I think you sort of figured it out, even though you didn't get the answer or the closure or whatever, you figured it out because the lack of positive energy that was there. So when you leave, it's very negative, and it's affecting you deeply. Okay, you feel like you're left out in the cold. That's like the typical for the Five of Pentacles, and kind of like, well, I got shut out. What do I do now? Where do I go now? And you are feeling a degree of sadness about it. But the offer that you made to the person, they weren't interested in it. Okay, so as you move forward, and you might make them the offer because this is after the first week. So I see somebody being made an offer and not interested in it at all. So if it's a situation that let's say that it's you go back to a job or something, and you're like, hey, I'm willing to come back, and this is an analogy, this isn't what I see, but hey, I'm willing to come back, and they say to you, well, I'm sorry, we already filled the position. If it's a relationship or a romantic interest, I see you kind of saying, hey, you want to try this again, and the person is disinterested, and in fact they're focused on other things in their life right now, or they're focused on other people, so they're not even considering you an option or anything that you have to offer. And that kind of has you feeling as though it's out of your control, and that things have like gone from bad to worse, sort of, all of a sudden. And again, you don't want to change. You don't want things to change. You feel like you kind of made a mistake and the situation's changing and you feel helpless and like there's nothing you can do about it. And I think that's what you're having the hardest part with. That, I mean, no matter what you do or how you do it, you can't restore it. You can't repair it. You can't kind of make it work. And I think as you move out of the first week of June and into the second, you're going to have that feeling of loss and helplessness and things like that, and still not wanting things to change. So, I mean, you might want to kind of see the writing on the wall here, and since you did, and I do feel like you're the person that initiated leaving the situation to begin with, so I almost feel like, since it was your decision, you need to like fully embrace it and put that theory into actual practice and kind of figure out how you're going to separate from this and accept that things have changed for good and that sometimes people make mistakes, but you still have to kind of move forward with things. So that's what I'm seeing for you all. If this resonates, consider a personal reading. Just send me an email. We can set this up. If you're viewing this on YouTube, check out the link below and we'll go into your love, career, finance, and health. Check out my playlist. My 2020 Sun Moon predictions are in there. What your ideal career is in there. What your compatibility is with your partner's sun sign. Ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, and or donate. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Bye.